Ready to go? All right. Hi, my name is Tyree Simon. Usually I'm covering fighting and MMA and boxing, but today I'm covering football, NFL. And today I have my good friend, my compadre, Sergio. Sergio, how you doing, man?
How you doing, man? How you been?
Been good, man. We've been trying to get this live chat going on for the past 2 hours, so
That's
I'm glad we
mostly
finally
your
got it
fault. That's
going.
mostly your fault. You don't know what you're doing over there.
Listen, man, I'm trying. I'm trying over here. So yeah, we're gonna try to make this a weekly NFL show. We talk about things going on in the league. But today I want to make this a pilot just to get the people watching this to know each other a little bit. All right, sounds good,
No
Sergio.
problem. No problem.
All right, man. So let me ask you this: how did you get into football?
Uh, had to be probably when I was like three, four,
Mm.
5 years old. My uncle who used to babysit for me used to just watch football all the time, and I had nothing else to do at that time. He had to kind of keep an eye on me, so just started watching. We started watching Giants highlights, Giants old Super Bowl shows, the
Mm.
Giants. And ever since then, I've been a diehard Giants fan and just love football in general. How about you? How'd you get into it, man? Never told me this one.
I never did tell you this one. So I pretty much got into football just by starting with the Super Bowls. So watching the Super Bowl and watching my family get together and watch, this big spectacle
Mm-hmm.
it really got me into it. Then I started, okay, I got to figure out a team. My family loves the Giants, like
Yeah, but
your
see,
family
see, this is the bullshit part of it. Because how the fuck did you end up on the other side of the
does.
damn country, just supporting the Raiders, man? Come on, I gotta hear this one. How did that come out to be?
Okay, so I'm an antagonist. So I love when somebody is this way, I love to go the other way.
Okay.
So my whole entire family are Giants fans. So I was like, okay, I can't be a Giant fan. Let me, I started out being a Patriots fan. I was like, you know what? It's not my speed. Then I got into the silver and black, the Raiders. And ever since, learning about
Well,
the Raiders,
but
learning
what
about the bad boys.
attracted them? What attracted them to you? Like, was it a player? Was it a specific way they were playing at the time?
You want to know the truth?
You like the colors? Yeah, you like.
No, it was not just the colors. If you remember, during that time, well, let's say 2000, 2008, whatever, when I started getting into it, it was pretty much the only real big LA team. Like culturally, LA
Yeah,
loves the Raiders.
yeah. So and they were pretty good at that time too. They weren't
Right.
terrible.
So when I listen to hip hop or whatever,
Hmm.
they always talk about the Raiders. So then I started paying attention to the Raiders, and that's how it came together. Just
Okay.
off of the music influence, and then I started paying attention to them because I'm a big LA guy, like the Lakers, like the Dodgers. So naturally, looking for an LA team, everybody talks about the Raiders. There you go,
All
and
right.
that's how I became a
All
Raider
right.
fan.
All right.
Now, do I regret my choices?
What?
Sometimes.
So then, how do you feel about the Rams coming to LA? And is the chart? Well, you guys are going to Vegas anyway,
Yeah,
and then on
yeah,
top of the chart, aren't the Chargers going there too to LA?
yeah. So the Chargers, I believe, are going to LA. Well, no, aren't they the LA Chargers now?
Yeah, they're playing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Coliseum, right? Yeah, and then
yeah.
and then the Rams are there too. So what do you feel about all that?
Um, See, when you pick a team, you gotta live and die with that team. So
You're right. You're right. You're
I
right.
chose the Raiders. So when they go to Las Vegas, which I have no problem with them going to Las Vegas at all.
Okay.
I'm pretty cool with Las Vegas.
Yeah, it
I,
can't. It can't be. You really can't be cool.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, if you're from LA and you grew up with Lakers, I mean, LA,
Raiders.
market, and you love the
Yeah.
Raiders, it's bad. It's bad. But me, I have no stake in the game. I'm from New York. I'm a Raider fan, so I have no skin in the game.
Oh man, kills me every time I hear
Listen, man.
it. You heard Hard Knocks are going to you guys too.
Yeah, man.
You excited
Yeah.
for
No, at all. Not at all. Not at
that?
all.
Why not, man?
They're gonna expose how dysfunctional this team is. That's
They're gonna
fine.
expose how bad Gruden really is, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. How you're gonna have again? I'm gonna talk about in my top three. We're gonna talk about later, but you know, all these combustible elements on one team, man. It's
Hey, put the camera in front of them. It's not a good thing.
you know what? They did it exactly for that reason. Exactly for that
No,
reason.
you're absolutely right. It's good TV. It's good TV.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about our top 3 big things, either topics or stories from the team from this league going into the season. Right? So
Mhm.
everything from the off season to now. We're about to get into training camps. All right?
Okay.
So Sergio, would you like to give your first pick?
I actually thought about this one because I wasn't really sure which one I wanted to start off with.
Mm,
But being, I'm a Giants fan, always will be,
right.
except for this year because I want a sabbatical because, oh my God, what the hell is going on there? But
Ride or die, man.
no, you're right, but it just hurts, man. It just hurts. But I want to talk about especially I want to hear your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this quarterback situation? Do you think Eli is actually done? Do you think Daniel Jones is actually the future? Or do you think that we should have taken Haskins at 6, or even just skip it this year and go somewhere?
I don't think Haskins was a question. I think you should have picked him.
Oh, I agree with you. I was all in on Haskins, but supposedly Gettleman is in love with Jones. He said he saw his pro day and he was like, this guy just is the future for the Giants apparently, and I don't see it.
Well, he said a lot of things. He also made a horrible excuse of getting rid of Odell Beckham Jr. And
Very true. This is very true.
Exactly. So, do I think Daniel Jones is the future as a quarterback? It remains to be seen. Didn't really impress me looking at his highlights in college. Especially with Haskins on the table for you guys. It definitely it felt like a no-brainer. That was the best pick out there for you guys. And you tried to go with Daniel Jones, which, again, maybe there's something about Daniel Jones that we don't see, right?
You're right.
But yeah, I mean, it's very weird to see where the Giants are going because of the fact that Eli's not going to stay around forever.
No, he's not.
And we're getting to a point for the last couple of seasons where Eli has seemed to be regressing more and more and more.
No, but see, I was thinking about this earlier today too, and I don't think Eli's the problem. If you look at Eli's last couple of years, his numbers aren't terrible. He threw for 4,000 yards last year. Mind you, he's also playing on an offensive line that honestly a 5-year-old Pee Wee team could fucking go through. Like, their offensive line is atrocious. Hopefully this year it's better because we did make that trade for when we got who did we trade freaking for the offensive lineman? I think it was from the Browns. I think we got him from.
Yeah.
And so that's obviously going to be an improvement. We drafted a couple better players this year overall that is supposedly going to pan out a little bit. Jabril Peppers. We got Saquon. I'm hoping Jabril Peppers turns out to be what he was supposed to be. But to sit there, looking at all of these, and then we trade Odell, we get Golden Tate back.
Right.
So we're like, okay, so this is obviously a blow-up year. This is obviously just a year we're just going to suck. We're going to do nothing. Then we go, okay, 6th-round pick. We're going to definitely get someone we need, a Haskins, or even maybe another pass rusher. If we're going to say, screw this draft is not the year for a quarterback.
Right.
A pass rusher, or trade back and trade the pick for an old lineman. Something productive that's going to move the team. We get fucking Daniel Jones, man. You serious? You don't understand the pain I went through when I was sitting. I remember I was at a bar. I'm sitting there, bro, and I'm like, I had my Giants jersey on, my Giants hat on. I was ready to celebrate. They say Daniel Jones from Duke, picked 6th overall by the New York Giants. I was ready to just fly through a wall, man. I was really ready. It was that depressing, man. And then,
well, here's my thing with that, right? So I know you're a Giants fan. My family's a Giants fans, right? So whenever a pick is up for the Giants, I'm glued to my seat, looking to see how you guys screw it up. And lo and behold, you go with Daniel Jones over Haskins.
Oh man!
How about you guys? You guys really know how to make things entertaining going into the season.
You're right. It's honestly, what are we gonna do at this point?
Go clap, you guys.
Basically, it's basically like when we made that pick, every other GM in the league was literally laughing. They were like, "This team isn't serious. This is a prank. This is gonna be on a pranked on MTV, and the guy's gonna come out and be like, oh, we're joking." It's late this season. I'm like, okay, hopefully Saquon doesn't get a big injury. Hopefully Evan Ingram doesn't have a big injury. Hopefully Sterling Shepard doesn't have a big injury. So maybe the year after we do something a little positive, we can start moving towards the right way. But so what do you think? What do you think we should? Who do you think is gonna be the quarterback in the future then? Eli? Do you think
for the
Eli?
Giants?
Do you think Eli finishes the year? Because there's a lot of speculation that he's supposed to go 7, 8, 9 games, and then they're gonna probably throw Jones in because most likely will be 1-9, 1-7.
I can see that happening. I tell you what. For what they're doing, I'll say this about the Giants: they're making progress in terms of working on the offensive line.
Okay, yeah.
You got Saquon Barkley. Now Saquon Barkley's going to be a future star on that team. So you still got that box office attention to you guys. The players that they have is more Golden Tate. There's more short passes that would fit Eli's game, which is why I thought it was a mistake to have Eli have not gotten Haskins. I feel like if you was to get Haskins, you would invest in the future to where you can do more offensively. With Eli, you're just doing short passes and running the ball.
I agree.
Which only gets you so far.
And that's why I never understood, because I always thought, I had the impression that they were going to get Haskins. I thought that was kind of a lock and loaded. It was going to happen. So then that's why it made no sense to me to trade Odell, because I was thinking, all right, we're getting a quarterback this draft. It's most likely going to be Haskins. That's what everyone's leaning towards.
Right.
Why trade a guy like Odell who could really help a rookie quarterback? He gives him a number one target 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw they traded Odell, I'm like, this is just leading towards just a really bad pick. That's what it just seemed like.
Can I give my opinion on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think they got rid of Odell plainly because they were tired of Odell. I think Eli and management were just, we got to move on. And they have Saquon Barkley, who is box office, just like Odell.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great time to move forward. Now you have a running back who could probably be one of the best running backs in the league, and he's on your team, and you can work on the offensive line, and it fits more of Eli's game of doing short passes and running the ball than throwing long passes out, which Odell Beckham lives for.
But then we're just relying. We're hoping that either Ingram or Shepard step up to be the number one wide receiver, because Golden Tate is a notorious number 2 wide receiver. He's never good as the number 1 choice.
You're right.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. It opens up opportunity for both of them to grow as a better player. Now that they have to kind of step up in general, but it's just literally 1 step forward, 12 step back with this team, man. I'm gonna join you in the Raiders, man.
Listen, man, you're not any better. We're not any better right now. So, speaking of the Raiders, this is a great transition. My one of my picks, top 3 picks, talking about the season, is the Raiders.
And what are you thinking?
I think that they got Antonio Brown, which is a great pickup. A star wide receiver. You get new head coach last year. Didn't work out. Got rid of Khalil Mack. Probably the worst decision of the year on the season for any team. So my expectations for the Raiders having gotten Antonio Brown is I have none, because there's so much pieces needed that are missing.
I agree.
Who is the second option behind Antonio Brown? There isn't any. They got one of their best receivers last year. Jared Cook went to the Saints, who was one of the best receivers on our team.
So then my question to you is what is Gruden's plan? From what you've seen, because obviously you follow them more than I do.
Right.
I'll give you from the minute he was hired to making the Khalil Mack trade to now, what's the plan that you see there? Because I honestly I don't see a plan there.
And I don't either. I don't know what the plan is. I gave him the first year benefit of the doubt. It's his first year first year as a coach for the Raiders this season. Last season. So this season is gonna be really telling. You also have Derek Carr. Derek Carr is also a wild card because he was once considered MVP talent. Since then, he has not looked as good. Now maybe with Antonio Brown, maybe he looks more better. Who knows?
But you know how much that was really just that injury really messed with him. You know what I mean? Because he was really, what were they? You guys were what, 10-2, 10-3 at the time he got injured.
He was MVP. He was MVP material.
He was guaranteed. So to be honest, he was guaranteed to be an MVP until that injury. I thought he was clear-cut best player in that game. And from the minute he returned, now it's literally looked like his brother. He looks exactly like his brother, just a guy that should have been really good, but it just fell off completely. So do you give up on him, or do you?
No. So this is my thing with Derek Carr. I want to hold out hope as a fan, and just as an observer. I'm thinking that maybe the change in the structure, having a new head coach, and not having the pieces behind you, losing Khalil Mack, really got to Derek Carr. And I'm hoping now with Antonio Brown that we'll see an improved Derek Carr. And everybody's talking about Derek Carr at this point. Everybody realized. You got dogs over there?
Dog.
Yeah.
Just
so everybody remembers Derek Carr as that MVP caliber player. So we're not gonna let go of that. I still have hope for Derek Carr being an MVP caliber player. So this season with Antonio Brown, a big wide receiver, with all the controversy behind him, I'm hoping to see something new from Derek Carr. So I think we'll see an improvement. All right, I'll continue going on here. Yes, so I think with Derek Carr, with a wide receiver like Antonio Brown, you do see improvement. However, on top of Antonio Brown being there,
but the question comes down to: do you think Gruden's the one to do that, though?
I don't know,
because I don't know if Gruden's the coach to. Because if you look at it like this, Derek Carr's basically now a blank slate again.
Yes.
Gruden's going to have to make him what he could be. He has the potential to be a MVP caliber player. Can Gruden be the one the coach to do that? I don't know about that. I don't think he is, to be honest with you.
Well, let's go back to your you're talking about the direction of John Gruden. I don't know where this team is going, because not only do you sign Antonio Brown, who has an explosive personality and very controversial, now you also bring in Vontaze Burfict and Richie Incognito, and now you have these
true. This is very true.
These very clashing and very controversial personalities all in the same locker room, which makes it entertaining. Which makes Hard Knocks a great program to have. The Raiders on their have the Raiders featured on there, but as a fan and as an observer, I don't know where the team is going.
That's another thing that it didn't make sense, because Gruden, didn't he come out and say? I'm not sure if he did come out and say this, but I did hear that he wanted to kind of clean up the locker room. That it was becoming a little too out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So why bring in Incognito? Those are notorious players of just they're hotheads. They're crazy basically. They're notorious for that. Burfict is notorious for being the dirtiest player in football. And Incognito has been called a racist. And a bully. Now it's obvious both of them are obviously not right in the head. Football kind of does that to you.
Right.
But why bring them in? It makes no sense. You're trying to clean up the locker room and you bring those two in. It makes absolutely no sense.
I don't have an answer for it. It remains to be seen what he does. And also think about this: is Antonio Brown and Burfict on the same page? Are they going to be cool with each other?
I doubt it.
With their history,
I highly doubt it. And Antonio, both of them are not the type to squash beef straight up like that. They're probably gonna go there first day of training camp, but they're probably gonna talk shit if they didn't squash already. If they weren't men enough to just text each other and be like, "Yo, This shit is too much. We gotta win a chip or whatever it may be. But if they didn't do that, we all know they're gonna pull up to training camp. It's probably gonna be beef. And even if they did squash beef, those two are just crazy. Especially Burfi, he's probably gonna be a little edgy a couple times, and who knows how Antonio Brown reacts to that. For all I know, they're cursing at each other 3 days into training camp. And you're just sitting there like, what the hell am I doing? What the fuck is going on right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, I mean, who knows? Maybe this rivalry and these combustible attitudes make winners, make champions. I don't know. But I can't say I have a clear understanding of where they want to go with this team. I can't.
Okay. Understandable.
So,
you're in the same boat as I am. Understandable.
I want to say, you know what? Here's the thing. You have a direction, it seems like.
What direction? Even though, I don't know the direction.
Okay, so here's the direction. You have Saquon Barkley. You invested in the offensive line, right?
Yeah,
Clearly,
the offensive line is still to be seen. Because obviously last year's was terrible. This year, we don't know. For all we know, it could be even worse. We have no idea. Apparently, every offensive lineman that puts on a Giants jersey just sucks now. They're good until then.
Well, at least it was an investment. At least y'all had the thought process to actually look for one.
True, very true.
You know, ourselves, Antonio Brown is the number one receiver, right?
Yeah.
Who's number two?
Nobody. You are.
Who's number? Listen, I might as well at this point. There's no number two behind Antonio Brown. So you know what that means? Double coverage.
Double coverage the whole entire time.
Exactly.
The whole entire time.
At least with the Giants, you have a great running back. Mm-hmm. You're trying to invest in your offensive line. You're going in this new direction where Eli Manning, he's going to throw a lot of short passes. He's going to run the ball in. It fits what you guys are doing. You have a direction where you want to go. The Raiders, however, we don't have a direction. We don't. I think the coach is still trying to figure out what he's going to do with these players. You got Antonio Brown, great. What you going to do with it? Because now you got to protect Antonio Brown.
And they're not going to do it. How much longer do you have Antonio Brown for? How many years? Do you know?
Gosh, I don't know.
Because if you have him more than one, I'm assuming you have him more than this year because you guys wouldn't do a trade like that just for a guy for 1 year.
No, we paid him. We paid him well.
So I'm assuming, hopefully, your direction is, we're gonna kind of just bullshit this year, get a nice draft pick, and start building around Antonio and David Carr, and probably put a running back behind him, a decent one at least, build a line around him. Hopefully, that's the plan. Now, is Gruden sitting there thinking the same thing we are? This remains to be seen.
Right.
All right, moving on. Before we get angry talking about our teams.
All right, man. What's your next pick?
You're gonna like this one, actually.
Okay.
What do you think? This is more of a topic more than a story, but what do you think the Bears are this year? Was last year a fluke, or was that just like a 1 year? Just they were good last year, and they just got fucked over by a field goal. But they're actually that good, or you think it's bullshit?
I think they are that good. I think you're gonna see an improvement. And I think you're gonna, and I think you're gonna see them back in the playoffs. They're a solid team in NFC, and I don't see them not making the playoffs this year. Especially with Khalil Mack, who was on the Raiders team.
You don't see them falling off at all because they went 11-5 last year. You hear my TV? You hear my TV?
I do hear your TV.
All right, let me load my girl.
What's playing? No, yeah. So I don't see why he turns the TV off. For God's sakes, I don't see the Bears slowing down. I think they get better. Remember, Khalil Mack was traded to the Bears, so I want to see more chemistry. There's obviously going to be more chemistry. I think Khalil Mack is going to be thrown down as one of the best defensive players in the league.
For that.
No. So I was saying that I don't see it slowing down at all. I see the chemistry from Khalil Mack growing with this team. I think he's going to be considered one of the best defensive, not the best.
He's the best
player.
No,
but I think this year he will go down as the best.
You think he's going to have a better year than Aaron Donald?
Yes.
Oh my! That guy can
Yes.
ball. I don't know about that.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm prepared to say that.
Don't get me wrong. Khalil Mack's an absolute monster. The guy can play football. There's no question about that. I'll never say he can't. Aaron Donald's another freaking animal, bro. That guy could play. Literally, it seems like he could do everything.
Right.
Do I say Khalil Mack's better? I'll tell you this much. If I have to choose, I think Darnold's better. I would rather double team Darnold than double team Mack.
No, I definitely see Khalil Mack eating. You know, whether he's better.
Absolutely, he's gonna eat. Absolutely.
You know, I think we're gonna have this discussion later on in the season. I think we will say Khalil Mack is probably one of the best defensive players in the league, if not the best.
I think you can have that. I think you could say that now. Honestly, the only defensive player I could confidently say is better than Khalil Mack is Aaron Donald. I don't see another player out there that could just disrupt a game as crazy and as easily as Khalil Mack. The guy is literally, you could know what he's doing. He's just so much stronger than you. He's just so much faster than these people at his size, and he's blowing by and just he doesn't have to blow by. He sometimes just runs right through them and pushes them into the quarterback, and it's insane.
Right.
But my whole thing is Trubisky. He didn't have an all-star season last year. You know what I mean? He wasn't a Pro Bowl. He wasn't like, in my opinion, I didn't think he had a Pro Bowl season. The defense on the Bears was just that insane.
Right.
That I think it carried them. And honestly, I thought they were going to come out the NFC. I honestly thought that if they made that field goal, I could see them running the table.
So close.
Because to be honest, I just thought their defense was just that good that they could run through Now, do I think the defense is going to be like that again? Not really. I think that it's going to slow down a little bit. I don't think it's going to be the all-star defense that it was last year.
Do me a favor, keep talking. I'm gonna look up the games they won last year.
Okay.
All right.
But anyway, when I see Trubisky playing again, I think he's probably going to be honestly a little bit better than a Dak Prescott type player. I don't think he's anything that crazy. I don't think his arm is good. It's just, well, my opinion with him is he doesn't read the defenses as well as everyone thinks he does. I think he gets bailed out by just some sick catches, or is just, even if he doesn't have a good game, his defense is playing insanely and they're putting up numbers themselves.
But with that good defense, that gives him a little bit more coverage. He can have some slip-ups.
Yeah, but that's what I think he's like a Dak Prescott. Because look at Dak Prescott. The Cowboys' defense was amazing last year. And Prescott played like shit. Prescott wasn't good at all last year. But they looked like a formidable team that when they made the playoffs, everyone was like, yo, you might have to watch out for the Cowboys because of that defense. And nothing to do with Prescott. And I think it's the same thing with Trubisky. I think you got to look out for that defense. Trubisky's not a threat as much as – and then on top of that, their running back is Montgomery. So we all know they're not a threat on the ground either. There's nothing really – on offense that they do that's going to blow you out. They're going to beat you on defense. It's going to be low-scoring games with the Bears, and I think that's going to come back and bite them in the ass when they face the Saints of the NFC, when they face the Rams, when they face all those type of teams, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the teams that they have the ability to keep up defensively and probably put some numbers up on them. I think they struggle.
So let me give you the stat. Let me get your reaction, okay?
Okay.
Trubisky last season had 3,223 yards.
Okay.
All right, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
Okay. That's a good year.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm not going to sit here and tell you that if the defense was a bad defense or a defense was an average defense, they'd be the same team. I think that they wouldn't, because I think they wouldn't win those games that the defense won them last year. You know, Trubisky wasn't really throwing fourth quarter dime passes to clutch up or whatever, you know what I mean? He was most of the time that the games that they won, the defense shut other teams down. They would just run up scores after playing 4 or 5 quarters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: Can you name some other teams in the NFC that could beat the Chicago Bears in the playoffs? That could get by the Chicago Bears?
The Rams, the Saints, obviously those two.
Right. Eagles. Questionable.
Questionable. It depends on Wentz. It all depends on Wentz. If Wentz plays like Wentz before he got injured and before the whole Nick Foles shit that went down, then yes, I think they could beat them because that team is also very good.
Giants?
No, absolutely not. We'd get murdered.
Vikings?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I think the Vikings could beat them. I think the Cowboys. I think they can. I think just because they have a running game, a fierce running game, and they have one of the better O lines in the league, that their O line can actually go up with the Chicago Bears D line, whereas the Bears O line, I don't know if they could keep up with the Cowboys defense because that defense is fast. That defense is extremely fucking fast, bro.
Green Bay?
No.
They can't beat Green Bay?
No, they could beat Green Bay.
Okay.
Green Bay can't beat them.
Okay. Detroit Lions?
No, I think Detroit's defense is just so bad that.
Okay, so right off the bat, the NFC North, the Chicago Bears win a division.
Yeah, probably.
So
but I don't think that they do anything. I think once they start facing the better teams in the league, the ones that have a good defense and also have a very good offense are going to run through them because they don't have a very good offense. There's no one on their offense that you're like, okay, we got to watch out for them. Like they don't have a dangerous running game with Montgomery there. He's not doing anything. Trubisky is still, what is he, a fourth-year quarterback? And he hasn't really proved anything. And then there's no crazy wide receivers there that you're sitting there, you're like, fuck, we really can't let this guy beat us out there. You know what I mean? There's people there that normal people, basically.
Here's my thing, though, right? So we look at the NFC. The NFC is weak compared to the AFC, of course, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not out the wrong possibility of the Chicago Bears getting back to the playoffs, especially when you look at the NFC North.
I think they probably will make the playoffs. I do think, but I don't think they do anything. I think they're going to probably lose in the first round if they get paired up against like the Saints or the Rams, or maybe even the Cowboys. You know, those type of teams, the Vikings. I think they lose. I don't think they win those games.
Okay, but we are in agreement that they can get to the playoffs again.
Yeah, I think so. I think they can.
Okay, I just think that with Trubisky, I think he's going to get better, and I think with Khalil Mack, he's going to be the best defensive player in the league. And I just see them going to the playoffs. Whether they do something important, it remains to be seen. But I definitely do see the Bears getting back into contention in the NFC. It's not out of possibility.
Well, it was them, the Packers, Vikings, and who else? And the Lions.
Yeah, that's that.
The only team the only team that should actually give them problems is the Vikings. I do think the Vikings are more of a more complete team overall.
Right.
But obviously showing last year that Kirk Cousins it's still obviously might not be worth all that money that they gave him.
Right.
If Kirk Cousins plays like he played a couple years ago in Washington when he was just literally outthrowing everybody, I think they're the best team in the NFC. If Kirk Cousins plays like last year, the Bears should wrap this division up very easily.
I agree. All right, so my number 2 is the New York Jets. The New York Jets signed Le'Veon Bell. They also signed Ty Montgomery, which went under the radar. They have a new head coach, and they have a young quarterback. However, they are not yet a playoff contender team.
What do you think they are then? What do you think their record would be at the end of the year? If you had to guess.
Sheesh. I would say they'll be a little bit better than last year, but I can't see them going anywhere.
So would you assume maybe 7-9, 8-8, give or take? Maybe a little lower?
A little lower.
Okay.
A little lower.
See,
I can see 7-9 though.
I was thinking more of a 7-9, 8-8. I agree that I don't think they're playoff ready yet. I think they're a year away. I think Darnold just needs to get like the little last kinks to actually be. I think he has the potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league in a couple years, maybe 2 years, 3 years. But I also think that their defense is going to be much improved. I think their defense is going to be one of the better defenses in the league. And And
I'm gonna tell you a stat.
and I do think that Darnold's going to be much improved because of Le'Veon.
So here's what stat what I pulled up. So in defense, they were, I believe, number 25.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 25 at 20. No, 26. 26 in defense.
Yeah, and I think the guy that drafted Quentin Williams, I think that's a phenomenal draft pick they got. I think that defensive coordinator that they just signed, I think he's going to actually be a phenomenal signing, and I think he's going to be the one that kind of just ties all that together. And I think he turns Jamal Adams into the probably best safety in the league. I think after this year, Jamal Adams ends up as the best safety in the league, no questions asked.
Here's my thing about the Jets, right? And no, I'm sorry. They were so 25 was the Giants, 26 was the Raiders, and 27 were the Jets.
I'm surprised we were better. That's wild.
You better than the Raiders. Think about that.
That's bad, man. This is really bad.
You better than the Raiders. What can I say? All right, but with the Jets though, right? People are already seeing these guys as playoff contender teams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that. I just don't see it. Like people think because you get Le'Veon Bell, the big star. But question, you also got to see how he's going to be going into the season with the layoff.
But
right?
they not even just that. They have no wide receiver.
Not at all.
Their number one receiver is Robbie Anderson or Quincy Enunwa.
Yeah.
That's the number 1 and 2, and you're not going to win, especially if you get into those games with the Patriots. You know how they always struggle against the Dolphins. They're going to have to win those games. But if you have no number 1 receiver, you're not going to win those games because they're going to just end up being like, you know what, screw it. You got a bunch of number 2s out there, number 3s out there. I bet our corner could keep up with them. Let's just double Le'Veon and make sure he doesn't beat us. And that's going to screw up everything, to be honest.
Yeah. You also have a coach that has, to prove himself a little bit. Hasn't really had the best.
I don't like that. I didn't like that coach. I thought that was a terrible. They should have got McCarthy. I thought that their best chance of actually moving forward with Darnold to make him the best was through McCarthy. I think Gase was a terrible signing.
It remains to be seen. He hasn't had the best of luck in the league. Bounce from team to team to team. But again, they're starting fresh. It seems like I wouldn't go Le'Veon Bell, but if he's out there, I guess you got to get him. But it seems to me, and you agree as well, they have a lot of pieces that need, and they haven't addressed it, especially wide receivers. Robbie Anderson is your best wide receiver on the team, and he's probably a number 2 or number 3 backup receiver at best.
At best on a decent team, not even on a good team.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand is with Gase, what was the attraction to him? He didn't, like you say, he had no prior success with with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
To be honest, bro, he looks like a psychopath too. I wouldn't really trust him. To be completely honest with you, but it doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing. You know what it is because they said they signed him because he has that type of like McVay type of offense that he runs where it's fast. He has a young new way of thinking, and they apparently like that, but it hasn't worked with him before, so what makes you think it's going to work here?
And not only that, it's not going to work because, again, who are you throwing the ball to? To get that offense, who are you throwing the ball to?
There's literally no one to throw it to.
Exactly. So, I mean, let me ask you this. Yeah. Because this is what again, you're a Giants fan. My family's Giants fans. I don't like you guys at all. However, I can agree on this. The Giants are still going to be the best team in New York. That's not going to change.
At least the next year or two, yes, probably.
No, I think longer. I don't see the Jets, breaking out anytime soon. You
don't think if they get a big time receiver, either through the draft or through a signing, you don't think that they become an actual playoff contender? If you tell me, say they get, like the next Julio Jones or the next Odell, and pair him up with Robbie Anderson in the next draft or whatever, you don't think they become a playoff contender? Because I do. I think that's the only piece that is keeping them from being a playoff contender. I do think there's a lot more pieces keeping them from being a Super Bowl contender.
Right.
But just to make the playoffs, even just through a wild card, I do think they're just probably a big-time receiver away. You know what I mean? Because I do think their defense is going to be a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I think their offensive line isn't going to be that great, but I do think to be a playoff contender, they're just missing a big receiver. They can't have Robbie Anderson at their one. They can't have a new one at the one. That's not a number one type player.
I think the Giants are still always going to be the number one team, right? And your question was, what are going to be a playoff contender team, right?
Yeah.
Remember, who's in that division with them? It's the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots, Dolphins, and
that AFC is too stacked for the Jets to be a playoff contender team.
Mm-hmm.
Now it remains to be seen. Maybe I'm proven wrong. Maybe I eat crow. I don't know. However, I'm looking at the AFC. I'm looking at teams in the AFC. I'm looking at who's in the division who are the Super Bowl champions. I don't see the Jets being contenders anytime soon. There's so much work that needs to be done in order to even be on par with AFC. It's gonna take a long time.
You're comparing it to right now in the sense that after the Patriots, who's the next best team? In the division? In the division, it's the Jets. It's not Buffalo. It's not Miami. It's the Jets. So, and you got to understand, what's the reason the Patriots have been so good? It's literally two people, Brady and Belichick. The only reason they've been this good because they got the system set. Brady's gonna be 40. He's 40 already, so he's not gonna unless the guy just somehow finds a way to constantly do this after 40, the way he's been playing now. And mind you, obviously you got to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's been doing it still. Last year was still another great year.
Yeah.
So do I think they could continue? But for how many more years? How many more years do you think that Brady and Belichick are going to have a chokehold on this division? I think maybe 2 years at most. That.
Here's my answer. As long as they damn well please Sergio. Tom Brady will keep it going as long as he damn well please. And you know what?
As long as Giselle lets him.
Exactly. And with Bill Belichick, I don't see it happening anytime soon. I don't see the Jets surpassing them anytime soon. Especially with Bill Belichick. Especially with the system they already have in place. The foundation. The defense of the Patriots, man.
Especially if Belichick somehow finds a way to get a quarterback set up after Brady.
Exactly.
If he finds someone like that and he does that, then I think you might be right because I feel like Belichick could coach up any quarterback. You saw what he did with Matt Castle, what he did with Garoppolo.
Yeah.
The guy could coach up a quarterback like no one else.
And again, even with this Jets team, it remains to be seen. Sam Darnold could be a bust.
You're right. It's been 1 year. You're absolutely right.
It's just 1 year. In his 1 year, he got better over time.
Yes.
But he didn't have the best of years, you would say.
But I do think that out of all the first-year quarterbacks, you could throw in Pat Mahomes in there too because obviously
You have to.
I do think he has the potential to be in the top two of the class of first-year quarterbacks. In the Baker, him, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Mahomes. Out of those, I think he could honestly probably pass Mahomes if he keeps progressing.
Oh, don't say that.
No, but think about it.
That's blasphemy.
Think about it. Hear me out. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Would I be surprised if it does happen? No.
Yes.
No, because think of it. This guy has a gun. This guy literally has a cannon on his arm. Don't get me wrong, Mahomes does too. But the thing is with Mahomes is Darnold, I feel like is going to end up being a better pocket passer than Mahomes would be. Mahomes is more athletic. He's more going to be like a Cam Newton-esque type player. Crazy good arm, could run around the pocket, could move, could get it, throw in some weird angles. Darnold, I feel like he just is a better pure passer at the moment. Not in the moment, no, but in the end of his career, I think he'll be the better pure passer than Mahomes.
You know, I hate the term. He has a cannon. I hate that term.
Why?
I really
Why?
do.
He has a cannon.
Because you're a quarterback. Of course, you have a cannon. That's why you signed to.
No, that's bullshit. Watch Chad Pennington. That motherfucker couldn't throw 5 feet without throwing it 70 meters in the air first. Chad Pennington couldn't. They had a noodle of an arm. Oh my god! Look at Daniel Jones. You just drafted, and that dude couldn't throw it 5 feet in front of him. If it was literally his mom had a gun to her head, it's not gonna be. No.
Again, with this team though, and with Le'Veon Bell, and then you're not really investing in a wide receiver. What are we really gonna see with this Jets team? A lot of handoffs. I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna see a ton of handoffs, but
so
you're gonna also see a lot of play action too.
Hold on, are the teams in the AFC not gonna be like Sam Darnold? Sorry.
Hmm?
They're gonna get Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Okay. As a young quarterback, still developing, still progressing on this team with the Jets, not really having a clear direction. Expectations, you're in New York. Expectations are big for you. You're supposed to be the new takeover for the New York team. I just don't see Sam Darnold working out with the Jets, and I don't see anytime soon the Jets being a playoff contender team. There are so many pieces that need to happen, and in the division that they're in, I don't see it happening anytime soon, especially in the New York market.
I don't think it will happen this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if by next year, end of next year, give or take, we could start seeing a little bit of that. Instead of seeing the Patriots go 12-4 and win the division by 4, 5, 6 games, I think you're gonna see where it may start coming down to the last 2-3 weeks of the division of the year to see the Patriots clinch the division, or even lose it if it comes down to that.
With this new head coach?
Yes. Just because of even though I think this head coach is shit and I think he's a terrible coach, but I think the players are just that good, and they have a plan. They're on the right track to actually develop something that's good. I do think Donald was a good pick. I think getting Le'Veon is going to help him a lot. I think they just need another wide receiver to actually get Donald targets out there. Defense, I think, is going to be fine. It's literally just 1 or 2, 3 pieces away, and not even big pieces. Maybe a decent offensive lineman here, another one here, and just a receiver, and you're good. Mind you, easier said than done, obviously, but I think they're not that far away where they're going to start closing the gap very soon.
So, are we in agreement that they're not going to make the playoffs this year? Are we okay with that?
Yeah, they're not making it this year. At best they go 8-8. At best.
Okay. Yeah. I would say 7-9.
Okay. I could see that too. I could definitely see that. I could see one of those either or games just not going their way. I could definitely see that.
Let me ask you this: if they go below that,
am I shocked? A little bit, yes.
Not only are you shocked, does your perception of Sam Darnold change then?
Well, then it depends. Are you telling me they're going below 7-9 and he's having a terrible year, or are you telling me?
Yes, like he did last year. Again, if you want to give him an upside, yeah, he looks good. He was nowhere near great,
but he improved throughout the year, which was a positive. Right. Now, but if you tell me
same performance from last year.
I would be a little disappointed. I would be because he didn't improve. If they go 5-11, but he's improving all throughout the games, all throughout the year, and you see the improvements. All right, you don't get upset at that because at least you're doing basically what this year was supposed to be doing. This was just going to be another year for Sam Darnold to develop to the point where you want him to be when you do have the players to compete. You know what I mean?
Right, and you're also banking on Le'Veon Bell being the same player. That's another big key factor.
I don't think that's going to be the case, though. I don't think he's going to be the same player. I think he's done. You don't take a year off and just come back. And mind you, you're refreshed or whatever, but it's also a year off not playing football at that speed.
Right.
Not taking the hits at that level. You know what I mean? So it's a little different.
Again, with that being said, Le'Veon Bell coming back, Sam Darnold's, good, not great. We'll see if he progresses, but I don't see the Jets being contenders anytime soon. It remains to be seen. I could be wrong.
It remains to be seen. It all depends on the quarterback.
All right, Sergio, what's your next pick?
Next pick, we're gonna stay in the East. We're gonna stay in the East, NFC East, and we're gonna
It's your
go
last
with
pick.
we're going with the
Good.
Redskins. We're gonna go with the Redskins.
Interesting.
We're gonna go with. It's a little fucked up for Alex Smith.
Yes.
The same thing that happened in Kansas City. Poor
Yep.
dude, bro. He's literally like a gatekeeper. That's really what he is. He's like, you go to the team that he's on, he plays for a year, and then you're the starter off the bat. That's really what it is. Because they get him, and mind you, I think he's a very good quarterback. And personally, I think he actually he's probably one of the better game managing quarterbacks in football. The guy, he does just enough to get you to win. And if he doesn't get you to win, he's not the reason you lost, though.
Yeah, I agree.
And now that they have Haskins, it seems like they're going the Kansas City route. And they're going to go, okay, Alex Smith, play 1 year, finish this year off, just let Haskins learn behind you, and then you're out. You're going after this year.
Right.
Now, what would you, number one, obviously, if you were the Redskins, would you have drafted Haskins? Or would you have stayed, even though didn't Alex Smith just come off injury too? Yeah.
Wait, let me ask you this question. I thought Smith is still hurt.
Yeah, but he's coming back, and you're going to assume he's going to come back. He's going to get the starting job. Why wouldn't he?
Oh no, I don't. I think Smith is still a long way from coming back.
No, he's supposed to be back by December. They're saying.
That's still a long time.
Are you gonna give? You have him on your team. That's my question. What's the quarterback? That's the quarterback situation because you're paying Alex Smith here, right? He's the veteran. He's played it. He's won in this league. He's taken the Niners all the way to the to the conference finals against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
And now he could have probably with the team that Kaepernick took him to, he would have probably done the same thing because he's a game manager. He wins games. Now, when he does come back, whenever that may be, do you stick with Haskins, or do you tell Alex Smith, listen, you're either on the trade block or you're the backup?
I think you go with Haskins. Because here's my thing. Even if let's say he comes back in December. It's going to take him a long time to get back into the playing motion. It's going to take him a long time to get used to wanting to get hit. In fact, I would go far as say maybe you don't even see him play this season.
But if he does, what do you? Yeah, look. Reading an article right now, it says here that he's going to play again. He's supposed to play again.
Okay.
So that's the thing. You have a veteran quarterback who knows what he's doing, and ideally, obviously, you would rather right off the bat that Haskins learns from this guy. You want him to learn from Alex Smith. I mean, it worked with one time with Mahomes. Look how that turned out. You'd obviously want to maybe recreate that magic.
Go ahead.
So you wouldn't tell Haskins, listen, you're playing until he comes back, but we want you to learn from this guy. We want you to see how he plays. We want you to start seeing how he reads defenses, how he audibles off of a certain defense he just read. You wouldn't want to see how he dissects a defense. He sees a safety coming in. He changes his options. You don't want him to learn that from him.
It would be ideal. However, with Smith, I just don't see him coming back ever the same again. And even if he was to come back on the field, he's not going to be the same.
But
if you're trying to win,
but is Haskins the answer? If you're trying, are you trying to win right now, or are you trying to win? Haskins is not the answer to trying to win right now. Then that's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's probably your only answer right now, and you have no other choice. But if you're trying to win right now, and say Alex Smith was healthy, you go Alex Smith. And I think that if you're 500 when Alex Smith comes back, and he seems like he's good, like he's playing well, in practices, he's looking really good in practice. If you're on the cusp of just making the wild card or have a chance of competing with the division, I say you throw Alex Smith in there. He's the guy that's going to win you the games because you're relying on a rookie quarterback to come in and fight for a division title or a wild card seed his first year.
Here's my problem with that, right? So let's say you Alex Smith is good to go in December, right? Which is a long way off.
Yes,
And that's
correct.
still and it's it's 50-50 whether he'll be the same player ever again
Okay.
after that leg injury. Here's my problem now. So you had Haskins play all this time, which it's not ideal, but that's the situation you're dealt. You can't bench Haskins now.
Well, then
because it's going to
comes,
discourage him.
But that then comes down to two things. Number one, if that's your plan, you gotta tell Haskins that from the beginning. You gotta tell him from the get. Listen, he's due back this certain date, whether it be whatever date. If he's looking good and he's looking like he's back to the same Alex Smith in practices, he was looking good, and you're on the cusp of we're on the cusp of competing for a division or a wild card. We're gonna throw him in. And then it also comes down to how's Haskins playing. Mm-hmm. Are you guys this close because Haskins is playing out of his mind, or are you this close because your defense or your other team, your running back, your wide receivers, they're playing good and he's just being carried by everyone? Now, if I look at you right now and I go, you're a Redskins fan, you're the Redskins GM or coach, whatever you may be.
Right.
You're 5-5,
mm-hmm.
right? Alex Smith comes back. He's ready to go. He looks good. He looks prime. He looks like he's the old Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Haskins right now, he's completing 50% of his passes. He has barely 10 touchdowns. He has 11, 12 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
What's numbers like that? They're not good numbers. They're not terrible numbers, but they're not numbers that you're going to really see a winning quarterback throw, a Super Bowl winning quarterback throw. Would you throw Alex Smith then?
No.
You would keep Haskins, even if you're on the cusp of competing for a division.
Yes. Here's why. I don't want to rush Alex Smith back in there. I'm not comfortable with him coming back in December after that leg injury. I'm not comfortable. I know what Alex Smith can do. I know he can win me games. Why I'm gonna rush Alex Smith, who could still play? If we're saying the condition, he can still play. He can still be that game-saving, time-saving guy that wins games. Why would I rush Alex Smith back in there?
But then the question comes down to, what are you going to do? Because we're not assuming, everyone thinks the same when it comes to this type of thinking, is when you throw a starting quarterback that you just drafted, when you throw him in as a starter, he's most likely, unless he's absolutely atrocious, and usually even if he is absolutely atrocious his first year, you usually stick with him. Come his second year, you're gonna probably start him anyway. If you start in the first year, most likely you're gonna start in the second year, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with Alex Smith then? Do you put him on the trading block? Do you get rid of him, or do you go to him and go, well, we want you to be the backup and mentor this kid? Which I don't think Alex Smith would do, because like you said, he can still ball, he can still play. He's gonna start on a good amount of teams now. Shit, I'll take him. I would be glad to take him.
I know you would.
So, what would you do?
I mean, listen, it really depends. I just don't want to rush Alex Smith back in there. But if we're saying Alex Smith is healthy, but you already gave Haskins already the season, he's been playing a long period of time, I wouldn't take him out. So I would think about trading Alex Smith. I would.
Okay, so
if not, then in the off season, I'm really considering whether I'm gonna let Haskins continue or I'm gonna let Alex Smith continue.
But I feel like though that by the end of the season, if you let Haskins play the whole season, you got to just give him the reins at that point, because then, just like the discouraging line when you said it would discourage him. Yeah. Imagine being the quarterback the whole year. You were drafted, you started all year.
Yeah.
Come back and you go, listen, now the second year you're backup. Like, you're gonna be like, what the fuck, bro? I just played last year. We did okay. It was my first year, and I think I did okay. I'm not. This is my second. This one I was supposed to start. Right,
what I mean? But by your example, that conversation is gonna have to happen anyway. If you're gonna start Haskins in his first year and tell him, okay, you played a certain amount of games, we're gonna Alex Smith the range now. That's gonna discourage him as well. You're gonna face that problem regardless of the facts.
So then it feels like honestly that their best move, if they're really sold on Haskins,
is to go with Haskins.
Is to trade Smith and just go with Haskins. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
That seems like the only way, but then that comes down. What do you think that they could get back for Smith? What do you think the value of Alex Smith is then?
How much are the Giants willing to give up?
Oh man,
That really depends on it.
I'll give you Daniel Jones, Eli Manning.
They don't want Eli.
I'll give you Dave Gettleman. I'll give you John Mara. I'll give you all the owners that still own it. I'll give you whatever. What do you want? Hold up. Not Saquon. Don't say.
They'll take Tiki Barber. Let's see who they got number. They'll take Tiki Barber as a spokesperson. They'll take Michael Strahan. Still got some good hands.
We'll give him Monty Toomer. We'll give him a bullet Plaxico Burress used to shoot himself. We'll give it to them. Listen, there's no problem. As long as you tell me right now, I'd rather Alex Smith. But see, that's the thing. In football, it's so weird trading a player because there's no real true value for a player. Like a JJ Watt. Nothing amount in football that they could give away for a JJ Watt. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. By the way, that Plaxico Burress reference is freaking hilarious. I gotta give it to you. Super wrong. Super wrong, but hilarious. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's really compelling when you think about what the Redskins are going to do with a quarterback.
That's the biggest problem right now.
Yeah, but if it's me and we're looking at my opinion, if you're going to start Haskins, let him go all the way, and then you cross that bridge. Matter of fact, keep Alex Smith on the bench, let him get healthy, and then see where you go next season, if that's the case.
Hold
on. A healthier Smith makes him better for a trade. A damaged Smith is not going to do anything, but a healthy Smith, that does something.
Do you risk it, not trading him in the offseason, but going into a training camp and going to both of them and be like, listen, battle it out. Best quarterback gets started.
Yes.
And see
that's my mindset, my mentality.
Just best one wins it, and whoever gets it. All right, moving on. What's the next topic you got for me?
All right, my last topic. We're doing 3 and 3. My last topic has to be the Cleveland Browns, right?
Really?
Has to be.
It has to be either them or the Chiefs, either one.
Yeah, it has to be. Cleveland Browns, Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, fuck him.
Baker Mayfield.
Good people.
Well, you saying fuck Odell Beckham Jr., but you love Baker Mayfield?
Because Baker Mayfield ain't talking shit about the Giants as much as Odell is.
Baker Mayfield is. He's co-signing it.
He's co-signed one comment, and that was the one that he said that he's going to have real fans supporting him. And to be honest, I'm very disappointed in the Giants fans that were talking shit about Odell because he was being, as they say, dramatic at certain plays, which I think is bullshit.
Hold on. And I'm not trying to defend the Giants at all. I despise the Giants, and I'm a New Yorker.
Terrible, man. Terrible.
However, they're justified.
No,
I can't see where they're not justified and not.
I didn't get mad when he hit the field goal post thing, whatever that the kickers kick into the kicking net. Mm-hmm. When he hit that, when he was upset on the sidelines, I didn't mind it. I was like, yo, this guy really just wants to win. You know, I don't mind that he's getting pissed off and he's getting annoyed and emotional when we're going into the fourth quarter of 6-7 games in a row and we're losing those games in the last 2 minutes. You know, I would be upset too because it's like, what the fuck, bro? The game, perfect example. And I was at this game and I wanted to punch literally every Falcon fan I saw. We were up 35-30, I think it was, against the Falcons in the fourth quarter, the last 2 minutes. We had them on a 4th and 5. I remember this play. 4th and 5 on their side of the field, and they converted it. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? We got them 4th and 5, and you're telling me, and they end up going down and scoring a touchdown and winning the game. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? We put up, mind you, that was the first time we put up 30 points in 4 years. In 4 seasons, we haven't put up 30 points until last season. Or it was like this last season or 2 seasons ago against the Falcons, and we lost the game. Made no sense. It was absolutely infuriating, and I don't blame Odell for getting mad at that. I don't blame it.
I love how you said "what the fuck" like 4 times in that rant. That's a real. That's the. You know what? That's the real Giants fan. And he's just boiling, like it has been sitting there, just seething, and just sitting there, that he's just ready to get out in there.
He's ready to explode, man. It just sucks.
But here's my but my thing with Odell Beckham Jr. Okay, so you're happy that he's emotional during games.
I don't mind it. Not at all.
Which okay, at a certain extent, it gets a little not only exhausting, it's from just a viewer, me watching it. Over time, you're just tired of talking about it. Like it's you gotta be tired of talking about Odell doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that.
And that's what I'm like. When he was here and he was doing that, I was one of the few people. I was like, you know what? He's putting up numbers for us. You know, when he plays, he's a polarizing player. He's a guy that he mind you, he wasn't putting up all the greatest numbers in the last year. You know, he hasn't played a lot. He was always injured. Freaking. From one point, it's because he didn't have enough water in his system, and he goes, I don't drink water. I'm like, the guy, bro, drink fucking water. It's not that fucking hard, bro. If you want to put that little freaking seltzer shit that changes it to flavored, go crazy. I don't care. Just drink water. But when he was here doing that shit, I didn't mind it. I was like, whatever, you know, as long as he produces. But then he goes to Cleveland, and he starts saying how he was the reason that he kept the team afloat, how they hurt his brand, how they were this and they were that, and just blaming literally everything on the Giants and on the Giants fans. I was like, bro, just go to fucking Cleveland. Don't worry about the Giants. You're not a Giant anymore. Who gives a fuck what the Giants did anymore?
Okay, so wait a minute. Are Giants fans justified, or is it Odell Beckham Jr. the problem?
No, when he was here and they were complaining, I didn't think it was justified. The minute he went to Cleveland and started talking all that shit, I was like, you know what? Fuck this guy now. Why are you talking all this shit now? Why aren't you like you weren't saying all that shit when you were here? When you were here, you weren't saying none of that shit. You were just like, oh, I'm here about the team, about the team, about the team. You go to another team and you start talking shit about the former team. Like, bro, you're gone. There's none of your big problems no more. You don't have to deal with us anymore. Just go move on.
Not only is he gone, he goes to the team that he actually really wants to go to. And play with the people he wants to play with.
Exactly. We did him a favor. We could have sent him to fucking ass crack Buffalo and let him freeze his dick off with what's his face, who was supposed to go there but didn't end up going there. You could have done that, but
dude, I know we said uncensored, but you were taking it to the line.
That's what happens when you talk about Giants, man. I just get freaking so emotional, and it hurts me, man. It hurts.
Look at turning red through the camera.
Oh man, but no, I do think the Browns are gonna be a really good team. I don't know if they're gonna be a Super Bowl team.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna be. They are. I think that right now they are primed to be that.
Do you think
Vegas? Everybody is banking on them.
But do you think they're a Super Bowl team right now this year? Do you think they go for the Super Bowl?
It's hard not to say they're not going for a Super Bowl. They have not only do they have a great defense, but the Cleveland Browns always had a good defense.
It was just a shitty offense and a terrible head coach.
And now you have a loaded offense. Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr.
Scary. With Kareem Hunt coming back, with what's his face, Nick Chubb there too.
Yeah.
Baker looks like he knows what the hell he's doing. They have a solid offensive line. Man, that's scary.
Dude, that team is stacked. It's stacked. There's no denying that they are the favorites to win the Super Bowl.
Who's their tight end? I gotta see this. Who's their tight end?
While you look for, I'll keep going. But yeah, looking at their team, it's hard to say they're not Super Bowl contenders. Now, do they have a lot to prove? Yes. However, my opinion of them winning the AFC and it's pretty high. It's pretty freaking high.
All right, so they have a decent tight end. It's Njoku or Noku, whatever how you pronounce the name.
That's legit. But again, you have Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr.
This is true. This is very true. Nick Chubb.
And you have Nick Chubb.
Kareem Hunt coming back after 6 games.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield literally has the perfect situation for him. He doesn't have to perform amazing to win with this team. Yeah. He really doesn't. He just has to be able to get the ball. Let it, bro. I would not be surprised how many. If you tell me right now they throw the most screen passes this season, because they're probably going to Baker and is like, listen, Baker, you have Odell on one side, you have Jarvis Landry on the other side, and you got Chubb and Kareem Hunt behind you. Let them go out 3-4 yards out, dump it to them, and let them do whatever they gotta do to get to the end zone. And
Right.
it's gonna end up being dumping. It's gonna be a short pass team. That's literally all it's gonna be. And then you're gonna have 1 or 2, probably even 3 or 4, just trying to see how far they could throw it to, and how fast and good Jarvis Landry is, how good they are, and just go get it.
Yeah, I mean this if you wanted to draft up a team and make an ultimate team like you would do in Madden or whatever, this would be close to it. This would be pretty close to it. This would be pretty close to it. So again, my expectations of them going into the season, very high. Them acquiring Odell Beckham Jr. off season, very, very good. All the players they have around them, excellent.
They gave up
nothing.
Dog shit for Odell. They gave up Jabril Peppers and freaking, was it 2 second-round picks?
Yes.
That was nothing for probably, when he's healthy, when he's playing, a top 5, arguably top 3 wide receiver in the league. They got a steal. They literally stole from the Giants.
May go down as an all-time great when you look at it.
He has the ability, yes. And to be honest, playing with Jarvis Landry is going to be scary. It's going to be extremely scary because who do you double? Double Odell, go ahead. Jarvis Landry is going to go for 120 yards. Double Jarvis, okay, Odell's going for 120. Double both of them, okay, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are going to run for 200 yards each. It's like, which one who do you cover?
Exactly.
It's literally a scary team, bro. It's terrible.
Yeah, but I will say this to wrap this up a little bit. Going back to Odell Beckham Jr., I do think the Giants made the right decision. I think
you thought it was time to move on. You really think it was time to move on?
Yes, I think once you figure out what you have with Saquon Barkley, I think that's when they knew, okay, we're gonna move on. I don't think it was a doubt in their mind that once they got Saquon Barkley, they realized he was a real deal and he has star potential as well. They go Saquon Barkley.
Do you think that's because they sat there and they were like, we don't want Odell? I hate to use this word because but kind of contaminate him in the sense of having him thinking that he's bigger than what it really is, where he's not. He's thinking, okay, I'm here. I'm a football player. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can act however the fuck I want. Do you think it's because of that?
I think so. Probably. You can make that. You can. You can make the argument for it. You can make an argument saying that could happen because look at this. They pretty much clean house with the Giants.
Yes.
They got rid of the coaching staff. New coach. Saquon Barkley is your new young, again, big star. I cannot say this enough. Big star because people are going to come in and want to see Saquon Barkley. Before it was Odell Beckham Jr. Now you have an excuse because now Saquon Barkley is there. So now you get rid of Odell Beckham Jr. Eli Manning. It fits more Eli Manning's way he plays with have Saquon Barkley around than Odell Beckham Jr. It makes so much sense for Saquon Barkley to be the guy and to get rid of Odell Beckham Jr. Now you should have got more from Odell Beckham Jr. That's a different story. However, it's clear to see the Giants had a clear plan and that they wanted to get rid of Odell Beckham Jr. and make Saquon Barkley the guy.
Okay, I completely agree. I can see it that way. I can see it. It's probably this is the reason why I did think they did the trade, where they just wanted to move on, just keep it moving. Figure it out, start all over again. Obviously, didn't work with Odell. Let's try with Saquon. Started build around him. I see that argument.
And you could change the culture of that team because that team. With Odell Beckham Jr., it was contaminated to the point where it felt like Odell Beckham Jr. is bigger than the team.
No, you're right.
To an extent.
Now,
mind you, he's damn worth it because he's one of the best wide receivers in the game. But it did feel like he was bigger than the team. And whenever he get in trouble or whenever you had that, remember you had the whole Miami boat thing before.
Before they could get the game.
Yeah, so getting rid of that, starting new with Saquon Barkley. I think that was the best option I did in a long time. And
we'll wait to see.
And on top of that, you now gave Odell Beckham Jr. to the Browns, and now made the NFL so much exciting because now we can see the Browns and see what they can do.
All right,
and that's
right. You're absolutely right.
So, man, I think that's pretty much it, man.
It was fun, man. It was a fun time.
This is the first pilot episode. I think we did pretty well. we gotta come with a name for our show, but that all to come forward later on.
We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll probably say
Mhm.
fuck. The show will probably fuck. How about that?
I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that.
Giants fans are so angry.
Oh man,
It's so angry.
yes.
Between in New York, between the Giants, the
The
Knicks,
Knicks.
you
Oh
got
my
to go. You got to
god.
go with the Yankees. The Yankees are doing
That,
well, but
that's
between
the only thing that's like keeping me sane is like the Giants and Knicks are just like, yeah, I'm gonna go drive you crazy, and the Yankees like, no, we'll keep you sane for a little bit. And then winter comes, and I'm like, holy shit, what do I do now?
for future episodes especially going to the season, I cannot wait. Almost every week when we try to finally make this a weekly show, I cannot wait to see you talk about the Giants and see your head explode.
We gotta get a weekly recap with the Giants, and I just need to vent, man. I just need to get all my anger out and my displeasure with Gettleman with Shermer. I don't know. I still not. Before I go, we gotta go before I start going on another rant, man. Before I start going crazy.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on here, Sergio.
No problem.
This is gonna be fun. I had a fun time.
I had a great
flew by pretty quick, and I can't wait for this NFL season.
You and me both, man. You and me both.
All right, signing off. My name is Tyree Simon.
My name is Sergio Marquez.
And this was the NFL Prediction Show. Have a nice day, guys.
Have a good one.